Hi, I'm Brandon. And I love Hallmark movies now movies.
I'm Brian, and I like Hallmark movies now movies.
I'm Daniel, and I despise Hallmark movies now movies, and this is the Deck the Hallmark podcast.
Deck the Hallmark, it's his podcast.
Brandon and friends host this podcast. We hope you like this jolly podcast.
I thought it was time for a change.
Yeah, we went with our formal.
I just thought it was time for a change. You know what?
Brandon and Daniel.
Because
Like
a lot of
business meeting.
people,
That's right.
a lot of people think when they hear "Hi, I'm Brandon," they think this is going to be a silly podcast.
Silly, and we are very serious.
I don't want people to think that we're trying to be.
Brandon and Dan could be voices and bits. Brandon and Daniel,
not a
save
one.
that. That's
not
right.
not a one.
Yeah, that's where we go and pitch all our big ideas to the big time business boys.
Right. We got that clip.
Do we?
Yeah. Hey guys, it's Brandon.
Hi, I'm Daniel.
Really excited to talk to you about our product, our idea.
Yeah, our idea.
Our idea.
Yeah.
So you guys know
You're mowing the lawn.
You guys know you're mowing the lawn.
And you're like,
And
man, if only
what if I
had lemonade.
lemonade?
Well,
we have quite the product for you. A lawnmower with lemonade that squirts into the. Come on now. Come on now.
That
Squirts into the air and you catch it.
Catch it in your mouth.
I wasn't
So-
going to take you guys seriously, but since you started out with Brandon and Daniel, sold.
Thank you. So yeah, it's been a pretty good week for us so far.
So this lawnmower,
Yeah.
you're thirsty. You push a button and lemonade, ice cold lemonade,
Jets.
straight up in the air.
Like a fountain.
And you have got to push fast enough to get under there.
Then we've already talked about this.
Okay.
It
I
stays
didn't
cold.
want people to think it was stupid.
Oh. Well, yeah.
Sorry.
Yeah. Hey, Brian, how are you, buddy? How was your weekend?
Yeah.
Pretty good.
You
I
don't
actually.
have a longer first name besides
Yeah,
Brian?
I know. I felt really left out. Like people are going to think I'm joking around all the time.
Brian Earnhardt. I don't know.
What?
Did you add a different last
Is that a full
No, that's
first
your
name?
middle name. Brian Earnhardt.
Earnhart's the middle name.
Yeah.
Okay.
What does that have to
But
do with
you guys
anything?
didn't
I'm
say.
saying.
We didn't say our middle name.
Yeah.
I'm just saying his longer name, he could include his middle name. Brian Earnhardt.
Your middle name is Earnhardt?
On my paperwork that he has somewhere, I guess. But I guess I could go with that, Brian Earnhardt. But it sounds like I'm saying a first and a middle, not my
Yes.
full, proper, formal.
Well, then give your formal name.
I'm a little embarrassed by it.
What do you mean you're embarrassed by it? Don't be embarrassed
What's
by
your
it.
middle name?
Earnhardt.
Earnhardt.
Okay.
So if
What's embarrassing about Brian Earnhardt Harold?
well, when people hear it, they think I'm like I'm fast at stuff, and
Right.
I'm not very fast at
Is
things.
the middle name named after like Dale?
Well, it was more of like a projection, like hoping. I would
So
be
your
fast.
parents
So your parents named you to be disappointed?
No, they ended up that way, but they named me with high hopes. High hopes.
Your parents just wanted to be a race car driver?
They wanted just to be fast in general, I think, at things. You know, like learn fast, write fast, drive fast.
And they didn't get that.
No, I don't.
Well, if I got a lawnmower for you,
Yep.
because you can, you know how
Look,
you're
you're
always stopping.
Yep.
You know how you're
Want a
always
lemonade?
stopping to go get a lemonade
Yeah.
break.
Yeah.
You push
Boy.
the lawnmower, and then it's like a
Since I don't
fountain,
go
Just
fast, I
icy
don't-
cold, straight in the air.
and then you can finish lawn mowing in twice
Just
the
like
time.
twice.
right.
Really? Is that a guarantee?
No,
Okay. All
we
right.
can, our lawyer said we can't legally
Sure,
guarantee
but
that.
you winked when you said it, though.
Yes,
So, okay.
I would even say triples
Trip. Wow. Yeah.
I did mow the lawn all weekend, though, ironically. So
all weekend.
All
Just
weekend.
about.
What, when you
Just
live,
about.
Just literally sun up to sundown. He's just
Dude.
what do you mean all weekend?
right.
You gotta fill the hour. I mean, you got the kids.
Your
running
parents are
around.
right to be disappointed in you, Brian Earnhardt.
Thank you.
All weekends.
Just about a lot of leaves on the ground to mulch up and deal with. You know,
See, here's
See,
your
it's
problem.
March,
It
You
is
don't.
March.
Just don't.
and then the leaves will
Though
biodegrade.
they go away eventually.
Yep. All of my neighbors' lawns look.
Dan, how
phenomenal.
many times have we collectively
add 'em
raked up our leaves?
the sum?
I don't think never. I was telling Brian this morning, I got to
Never
get them
raked?
off the deck up there.
Yeah.
Sure.
With a blower.
Yeah.
But then once they're in the yard, let the lawnmower do its job at best.
Yeah.
That's the best case scenario.
Yeah. Well, that's
you
what
went,
I had to do.
You went full.
Full rake, and then he started burning.
I was raking them because they were like in the bushes and off the lawn. You know, they were off the lawn in the mulched area. So I got to get them out of there
So that you could mulch.
so I could mulch. Yeah.
But what if you just put them on top of the mulch? I mean, what if you put the mulch on top of the leaves?
Oh, just cover it up?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man, I'd have like just a mountain of mulch. There's just so many leaves.
So many leaves.
So many leaves. Too many
so
leaves.
many leaves.
Too many.
Leaves that are like inches?
Yes. Yes.
Even when they're
Yeah.
flattened by mulch.
Yes. It would be too much. Just too much. And it just, my neighbor's lawns look so nice that it would not
I
look
think that's
great.
the bigger issue here is we live in a neighborhood, Brand.
Yeah.
That's not a neighborhood. It's just a
It's
street.
just a street.
And everyone's trying to go for worst lawn
Right.
of the year.
We
That
thrive
sounds
off of it.
And it's great.
We
That
thrive
sounds
off it.
great.
Yeah,
actually.
but Brian's looking around at everybody in the suburbs going,
Green.
I got to keep up with the Joneses. I got to
Just-
burn my leaves like everybody else.
Man, yeah. Yeah. It's tough out there.
Well, I'll tell you one thing that you have that all those people don't, even though that they should.
Yep.
Maybe they do. Maybe even tell them about it. But have you told them about Philo?
Ooh.
Because that's
been
one
talking
way.
about it
That's one way
nonstop.
to get a leg up on the opponent, and by the opponent I mean your neighbor.
Neighbors.
Opponent?
Yeah.
Same
Why do we
thing.
make
Same
it so
thing.
adversarial?
I know.
all of a
Well, he
sudden?
did it for
it
Philo.tv
is.
/DTH. You can snag yourself some Philo. You can watch this show and so much more.
That's right.
And that way, instead of being outside during the weekend doing leaves and stuff, you could be inside watching Philo.
You hear that, Carol, who lives next to Brian? You should know better.
That's
Carol.
that's exactly what you do. You need to get all your neighbors to be on Philo.
Who's
'cause-
winning now, Carol?
That's right, Carol.
Then they'd be inside and wouldn't be out there tending to their lawns.
Well, guys, it's clear that we want to get to this one. Love Club. This is a is it
it's a big dog
a
here.
quadruple?
Who?
Is it a quad or
What?
trilogy?
What are you talking about?
This,
there's
these
4 of them.
movies.
There are 4
There's
of them.
more. There's
Oh,
4
there are?
Love
Okay.
Clubs.
Are they all really all made?
4 love. Yeah, they're all on
They're
Hallmark
all in the
Movies
app?
now.
Wow.
Oh
It's a
my
Hallmark
God.
Movies
I didn't
Now
know that.
situation.
I
but
thought Aaron was watching this with us going, I bet that's in her movie. And I was like,
Oh no.
this is a great bit, but
Yeah.
Lord, I hope
Not
that's
a bit.
Not a
This
thing.
is real. No, 4 movies are on Hallmark Movies now. We had a weekend to kick off March where there was no new movie, so they pulled it over. They
They're
pulled
not
it over.
showing. We're not doing the rest of them. are we?
No. But because it aired on a Hallmark channel, we're legally
Some
obligated
completionists
to.
you
Yeah,
are, huh?
no.
No. Love Club.
Tune in for my hot take. Could be anything.
Love Club. Nicole's pen pal. You thought she just had all those best friends, and they weren't going
And
to
they
do
just
anything with
stood
them?
there on pause and
Yeah.
just came back in the
Yeah.
room.
I thought they weren't made yet.
I didn't.
No,
I
they're
didn't
out.
know.
They're out. I think they're out there. I think they're
thought
all out
Aaron
there.
was doing a bit about each of the it's a sisterhood.
They're
of
all
trash.
they're all out there right now, Aaron.
I'm gonna double check. I thought they were, but they're at least all made.
All right.
So
Okay. Nicole's pen pal though. It's Love. That's why there's a colon. Love Club :
The Love Club :
Nicole's pen pal, and then the other ones are like,
Why are you laughing, Brian?
I was just thinking about
What's
that.
funny about
that,
the Love Club :
that funny joke earlier.
What's
Just-
funny?
The
yeah.
Love Club : Nicole's pen pal.
Originally aired on Hallmark Channel on March 4th, despite already being available on the Hallmark Movies now. Oh,
sorry. Higbones in the chat says he's watched all 4.
Stop it, Higbones.
Get him on the line right now.
Higbones, you have not watched all 4
Why?
of these. Why would you do that?
Oh, but Lisa backs him up. She says,
I mean,
didn't
how?
watch them all.
Higbones, does Higbones have your number?
Higbones does not have my number.
All right, I'm not going to ask you to give it out on the air.
No.
I was going to have
Everyone
Higbones.
cover your
I
ears.
was going to have Higbones calling. Okay, Nicole, you guys get it. It's coming out and it's out now, and you can watch it. And it went a little something like
Love
this.
Club :
It's New Year's Eve,
New Year's Eve.
and there's a new year coming. And we meet Nicole. She's walking around some sort of
Now,
university.
she's in college, right?
Yeah, she's in
Okay,
college.
Just making sure.
She's waiting for her boyfriend. Now, at the time, I thought, and I don't know, did anybody else think this? I thought her boyfriend's name was Nick, because she goes, "Come on, Nick," looking at her phone.
Talking to herself.
But no, her
Talking to
name's
herself.
Nicole.
Yeah. No, I knew that she was talking to herself.
Oh, you did you?
I did, yeah.
What made you think that? Because you didn't even know her name was Nicole yet.
Because
what made you think that,
because I'm
Dan?
a
You watched the other
discerning-
3, didn't you?
I'm a discerning viewer that knows when an actor is doing a job, and Brittany Bristow's doing a great job, unlike you, who just said nothing but terrible things about her.
Oh, are you kidding me?
You heard me?
You know I love Britt Bristow.
He didn't say anything bad about you. Brittany. He would never.
I was just talking to her
His voice went super high.
because I'm offended. How can he do that?
So the lawnmower, the lemonade,
It goes straight up.
It's not at an angle at all. Which that's
amazing.
maybe some say it's a design flaw. I say no.
I say it's a feature.
We're accounting for motion.
And wind and
All of it.
summertime. Summertime air is different.
Where?
Okay. So she's in college and she's waiting for her boyfriend, not named Nick.
Waiting for a boy.
She ends up talking, making friends with Tara, who's just sitting on a car. They start drinking with her friend Lauren. They also make friends with Sydney. These are 4 women, 4 different movies. We'll get to all of them.
The Love Club, colon.
They decide to start the Love Club.
colon.
The Love Club, colon, is a club of women, and they talk to each other, friends. Could they just call them? Could they just be friends?
A little old place where
We can get together, Love Club,
I
baby.
got me 3 friends and they'll come with me along, tracking down my pen pal, baby.
Man, I don't hate it. Let's go to after this. Let's keep talking. Fast forward 10 years, and Nicole is preparing for Thanksgiving since, why wouldn't you? It's with her boyfriend, Warren. And make that fiance, because my guy proposes to her with a ring. She's feeling a little overwhelmed, so she calls on the Love Club, baby. And they all hop on a video call and decide that they're going to get together. Love Club, baby. It's a Love Club reunion, y'all. And so she tells him that she's unsure about Warren because she still thinks about this mysterious pen pal that she had in college named Jay. Jay, that's how he would sign his notes, with the letter J.
Letter J.
You'd think that would be a hard person to track down, but actually it's incredibly easy. Barely an inconvenience. Instead of going to just meet him, they make up an elaborate backstory that they are a part of a magazine. Is that a design company?
team.
They
It is
all
actually-
work together.
she
does design.
Yeah.
They go and she starts talking to him and all this stuff. And after some more lying and pizza, she finally comes clean and she says, "The reason why I'm here right now is because I'm your pen pal." And he's like, "Well, son of a gun." So they have some fun time. They're riding bikes or drinking hot chocolate. But then it turns out that he's not actually the pen pal. He is, but he's not. Basically, he wrote the first one and was like, "I don't like writing." So he found someone else to write for him. And can you believe it? She's not a fan of that. But then he finds out that she's not really who she says that she is. Despite being a designer, she's not the designer
That had the
she
contract
claimed
for the thing, yes.
that she was. So they're equal. One lie to one lie, they're equal at this point in time. So he's like, "I will do you a solid. I will get you in touch with the guy who actually wrote the letters."
His name's Damien.
Damien. So she goes to meet Damien, and Damien's,
Free spirit.
Free spirit. He's into like meditating and like not carbs and not alcohol. So not us, but
No.
I'm glad the Damiens of the world exist. Only one problem. Turns out Damien's not the guy. Turns out
He lied again.
Turns out Josh is just a liar. Now, once again, everybody, that's 2 lies to 1 now. And he also, is climbing over walls to watch her get a massage. That sounds worse. Nope.
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
It sounds as
It
bad
is
as
what
it
it is,
is.
everybody.
Yeah.
So, he writes her a letter, finally, himself, but it's not actually as romantic as you think it is. It's like, "Hey, here's the name of the person who actually wrote the letters for real this
Boom
time.
Diggins.
I promise it's Mark Dugan." Mark Dugan. Mark Dugan.
Boom
So,
Diggins is the different guy.
she's
That's on
like,
me.
fantastic. They track down Mark Dugan. Very easy once again to find him. Open the door, and turns out that Mark Dugan is gay, has a husband, happily married. And so he's like, "But you need to know this," Mark Dugan does. "You need to know this, that that Josh, he would like respond to your letters out loud, and then I would put it in written form. So all of the general ideas
We're still his.
was still his. And
that-
so that's good enough for her. She goes back, she finds Josh, and she says, she breaks up with her fiance, by the way. I don't know if I said that. She finds Josh, and she says, good news, no more Dugan for me. It's all you. And they kiss, and that's it. And that, my friends, was Love Club, Nicole's Pen Pal.
We did it.
We did do it. We're going to take a quick break. We're going to come back. We're going to break this movie down even more with 4 segments here on Deck the Hallmark. Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about a Love Club, Nicole's Pen Pal. We have 4 segments to do so. And I'm going to start with my friend Brian. Brian, who the internet has been buzzing about recently.
Oh, yeah?
Because they found out your middle name was Earnhardt.
Yeah, they did.
Which they didn't know. Very excited about this. And they
Surprise.
say don't be nervous about that. They don't expect you to be faster than you
Really?
are. You do what you do. You. They love you for you.
Man.
But they are excited by
They
the
love
name.
me for me,
Not because.
Not because.
You're related to Dale Earnhardt.
I don't
Middle
drive
name
nearly
is
as fast. Okay.
What'd you think about the Love Club, the Nicole's one?
Yeah, Nicole, her pen pal one.
Yeah.
Pen Pal.
So this one, I liked it. I thought it was a clever story idea, and it was completely outlandish at parts. Which,
Did you say I like this one?
Yeah.
I lost you there.
Yeah. I kind of liked it. Let me explain. Can I finish?
Please.
No, I had some issues. I took some issues away from this one.
Okay.
There were parts that I really enjoyed. Like the inn was really cool. Like I wanted to see more
Was
of that.
it? Was it?
You didn't think it looked cool? Like those outside scenes, they have all these different wings. They
Like
got
they
a
were
room.
like a nursing home.
It's like an event
a room.
space.
It's kind of like that. We'll get there.
Yeah, when they were outside, it looked like a cool place to hang. Like if you were going away with a few people, it seemed like there was stuff to do.
Man, I wish we had had Brand's close up there because Brand's always in a good mood, and he was like, "What the? What?
Which part? Just
All of what
really?
everything.
I can't be positive about any of it.
You can be. I don't have a problem with you
I'm
even
Brian
saying that
Earnhardt. I can be me.
I don't even have a problem with you saying that you liked the movie.
Yeah.
But to say that was a nice end is categorically
absurd.
You
false.
didn't think there's anything nice about
I
that?
thought it was an okay house at best.
What?
best.
Oh man, the outside looked great to me.
Okay.
It's as big as a whale."
I know you spent a lot of time this weekend outside.
I did, yeah.
So maybe
So-
that clouded your judgment.
It may have.
You're like, look at that. They got all the leaves picked up.
I did. Yeah, I was like, oh, clean that look. I did get some wood chips in my eye, so my vision maybe it's off.
Yeah, could
Maybe
be.
Are
it.
you okay?
It hurts.
That sounds
but
bad. Still
You
to
wanna
this
go
day.
hurts,
Maybe go to
yeah.
a doctor.
I'll wash it. I'll wash it out.
Oh,
I'll
wash
get
it out.
I'll
Wash
get
it.
it.
Get a nice
it.
washcloth.
I'll get it. I felt like overall, like production of it, like I felt like it just felt like it was well made. The movie, like you know, the actors were
My
the.
brain's telling me that this sucks, but
My heart-
it feels well made.
It did. It like the shots weren't just boring shots. They were moving around a lot. Like I said, the outside, the inn, like I got a nice vibe from it. The chemistry between the leads I thought was really good. I liked the two of them together. I really like the movie quote bit that they kept rolling with, throwing out movie quotes at each other. They weren't the best quotes that I would pick to throw out, but I like just the general idea. That's a fun thing to do, and I'm glad they did it. You know,
I just don't know what you're talking about right now.
you
What
didn't
other movie
enjoy
quote
that?
aside from the cheese pizza thing did they throw
The
out?
pizza, they did the Home Alone. They did the traveling pants, right? Was it the traveling pants or the?
I don't remember
Eat,
another
Love,
movie.
Pray. Eat, Love,
Eat,
Pray.
Pray, Love?
Eat, Pray, Love. That one.
Eat, Love, Pray is a
Yeah.
vampire. Is
Yes.
a prey.
No, dude.
P-R-E-Y.
Eat, Love, pray is a
Love,
standard
Pray.
Monday
It
for
is,
me.
look,
Really?
It is like not. We'll cover it on Double Decker the week. Don't
It's a-
worry. No.
Well,
No.
and there was also Jerry Maguire quotes, which
McGuire Jerry, you mean?
Jerry Maguire. I really like Jerry Maguire, so hearing Jerry Maguire thrown out as a reference was great. But I did find myself wondering at what point she's going to mention the fiance or break up with the fiance. That started to bug me, and just the amount of lies piling up. It was lie central in this movie, and
Live Central.
I went back and forth on who was worse
Yeah.
You know, as a
They're bad.
person. And like she was lying about, well, she lied to get there. He lied about the being the pen pal or writing the letters to her and who the real pen pal was. She was engaged the whole time and she never said. So I was just going, it was like a tennis match in my head going back and forth about who was worse. And he kept lying, new ones. And I felt like she lied about the premise to get there. But I feel like he might have been a little worse than her.
He might have been a little worse. Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding
There was any hesitation in your mind that Josh is the worst person in the world?
Her not-
You think she's even at his
Her
level?
not talking about the fiance is pretty bad.
Oh my gosh.
Or telling the fiance is pretty bad. She's lying to herself in that case, which is pretty brutal. Dude, it was.
You think that she's even close to being at his level of awfulness?
The fiance thing is tough for me, where she's
Get out.
not
Just-
even admitting to him or to either guy
I gotta be
about
honest.
the scenario.
I've been floored by some takes around here over the years at Deck the Hallmark.
I don't know, guys. I don't know what
This is an all timer.
Are you kidding me?
This is an all time take right here.
Man.
I just from the fact that you like the movie because it feels like it was made well.
Yeah.
To the fact that you love the movie quotes. So if people quote a movie
Liked
that you like, you're like, oh,
pulled
that
back.
gives me the warm fuzzies. This must be good too. To you're like, they both were kind of both the same in the lying department. I
said I
Brian,
went back and forth on them, and I came out with
That maybe
him on
he's a
top.
little worse.
Yeah, he's worse. He's worse.
Way worse.
But she had some
He
zingers.
climbed up to watch
Terrible.
her over a
Yeah.
wall,
Well,
get
the-
a head
yes, the
massage.
fact that he
after
kept-
lying
yeah.
about who that guy was.
Yeah, he kept lying.
He's an actor.
Terrible thing to do.
And
Yeah.
I
Go
okay.
ahead.
Here's
That's it.
well,
I'm
just
all
really,
set.
this is what I'll say. Best part of this movie is Britt Bristow. Love her despite what Dan said for no reason.
You were giving me a hard time saying that I was somehow like giving you a hard time because I knew. How did I know that she was talking to herself when she said Nick? And I knew it because I knew her character.
You knew her name was Nicole.
I just knew she was talking to herself.
Yeah, I'm not that smart. You're smarter than me, but you don't have to be mean about it.
You have to rub it in his face.
Shoot to defend
Britt
Brittany
Bristow was
Bristow.
Britt
That's all.
Bristow was the best part of this movie. Her wardrobe was fantastic. Always good to see our guy Rosner on screen. Aside from liking the two actors, this movie is a hodgepodge beluga
You're being kind.
of what I just kept saying what. And by the way, what?
You guys seem to be having a pretty good time watching it, though.
I'm with my best friends.
Yeah, but it was, you
But
guys are
me
having a
and Dan
fun
could be
time.
watching literal poop on screen, and I'd be having a good time.
We do have fun no matter what.
We have fun no matter what.
That's why this is our dream job.
Here's what I'm gonna say. Here's what I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
This is Mark. This guy has lied multiple times. When it comes to okay, turns out I'm not the guy. I'm gonna hire a guy, and then that doesn't work out. It seems awfully convenient that he remembers the name Mark Dugan, and Mark Dugan happens to be gay.
Do you mean Boom Diggins?
I'm just saying, he hired Mark Dugan too. We all know it. We all know he hired Mark Dugan.
Yeah, I know.
We all know it.
This-
He
that's-
said, I have to I need assurance this time. I'm going to hire Mark Dugan.
In that scenario, that's
He
mon-
absolutely
monster.
did. There's no way in my
That is
mind.
what the Hallmark.
There's
There's
no
no
way
way in my mind that Josh didn't hire Mark
that-
Dugan.
Mark Dugan is hired.
Mark
for
Dugan
sure.
is
I'm too
hired for
trustworthy
sure.
because I believe that was the real Mark Dugan.
No,
way.
this
That's my
guy.
problem.
This guy is a
That's my
psych.
problem.
This guy is a serial killer. This guy, I can't believe they're even in the same ballpark in your mind of awfulness. I can't believe it. I will say this, like as a whole, I didn't hate this movie. And I did have a good time with my friend Dan watching it. And I thought Bristow and Rosner did a swell job. I just couldn't get over how awful of a human Josh was. An awful human. No one's even on his level in this movie. There are people in the world. I just couldn't believe it. Dan, I couldn't believe it.
Yeah, the best
Mark
part,
Dugan's definitely hired. I'll leave it.
Boom Diggins, on the other hand, listen, the best part of this movie is when it was over. Guys, I feel like you're being incredibly kind, Brandon, with your assessment, Brian, I don't know what planet you're on. We love Britt Bristow, and I feel like this movie is a good idea. The idea of the Love Club, little old place, is a good idea.
What do we do there?
It is we just get together. That's right. Yeah, it's the whole thing. Go ahead. You know what you can do is you can bring your jukebox money.
Wow.
I will say this: the movie feels very hackneyed. Like it's just kind of like pieced together, and it's like, well, what if we had him lie again? Well, who cares? What if she designed the space even though that's not her job? Go for it. What if the other 3 women are just on pause when she's not in the room? Great. None of this, nothing was going to stand in the way of them completing an 83-minute movie. No plot, no story, no character. No question that would ground us to reality was going to stop them from getting 83 minutes on film and chucking it up on the screen.
And I respect that.
And you can respect it all you want, but boy, that doesn't make it good. This was tough, and I like both leads. I do want to echo that. Brittany Bristow, Marcus Rosner, both great. It just was a shame that this is the vehicle we had to watch them in. And when it premiered in the middle of the week on Hallmark Movies Now, should have been our clue. So, yeah, should have been better with nothing here. Give me the Golden Girls instead. It's a no for me.
Golden Girls instead, he
Thank you for being a friend.
Let's get to the feels. Brian?
Yeah.
The inn?
I'm not going to mention the inn again.
Okay.
I don't want to go down that road.
In again.
In again. My real feels was...
The inn.
I got him. Was the bonding
I just
over...
really loved it. It was just so... It was in a house
so
and then
nice.
blah, blah, blah.
Nice vibe.
If he
They
wants
had
to
that-
like the inn, he can like
They had that room they could do anything in. If you...
We'll get there, Brian.
I like I mentioned, bonding over movie quotes, I think, is a cool thing to put into the movie. I mean, I do love Jerry Maguire. And in general, I think there's almost nothing better than bantering with your bros and, or what we call in the soft sciences, the OC disorder.
The OC disorder. Don't call it that.
There it is.
Yeah.
I got a kick out of them doing that. It could have been done more funny.
Could have been done more funny.
More funny and more...
That's the line this movie deserves.
references that more people would pick up on, but I like the idea.
So if I'm ever writing a movie to impress Brian, I just need to find out his favorite movies and just use all of that dialogue, and he'll love it.
It would probably take me a little while to realize what you're doing, but yeah, I'd probably like that.
I had you at movie quote, is what you're saying.
See what I'm saying? See
Yeah,
how great
you're
that
in.
is?
You're in just like that.
Phenomenal. Bran, over to you.
Brandon, you.
Yeah, no. But
Even the Home Alone, it didn't make you want to do the real Home
No,
Alone
we didn't even
quote?
remember
The
the
Home Alone
freaking
quote's
quote.
the worst quote
because
imaginable.
it's not even a well-known
Exactly.
quote from Home Alone.
No, but doesn't it make you want to do one that other people might recognize? Maybe.
Sure.
He's trying to set you up for the worst Kevin McAllister impression of all time. Is what he's trying to do.
No, I'm not gonna.
gonna take
You're
that
gonna waste
bait.
the people's time.
No. I love Thanksgiving. So the fact that we got a little bit of Thanksgiving in this movie, that always makes me happy. We don't get that enough, even around Thanksgiving. So good to have it. And I love. I've got a group of friends that I would consider my love club, and I think everybody should have that group of friends. You need them, you want them, you love them. It's the love club.
Everybody,
And everybody wants what
whatever
everybody needs.
needs
That's
one.
the love club. Dan?
Last year I bought a new smoker. What's so funny? Last year I bought a new smoker and I put it together by hand, and that was a mistake. I hammered the entire thing fell on my thumb.
Ouch.
And my whole nail ripped off, and it was like black
the
and
worst.
blue.
That's the worst.
And it
Stop
literally
talking
took
about it for weeks.
Holy cow.
6 months for it to grow back, and I'm happy that isn't the case anymore.
Let's take a quick break. We'll be right back here on Deck the Hallmark. Mom,
Yeah, there it is.
Dad,
There it is. Thought we might get there.
is this a joke?
Phenomenal.
Welcome back, everybody. We're talking about Love Club : Nicole's pen pal. Let's get to the way what. See if we can find any Brian.
I had a few. as much as I like. But I feel like with any movie that I do have a good time
with.
with.
As much as you like. Where was that going?
As much as I liked the movie, I do have some things that I'm going to pick apart and
as much as I like
here.
Wait, what?
I feel like we all had this question because I heard you guys talking about this when you were watching it, and it's one of the thoughts that I had. Was that engagement ring in the turkey?
Yeah, we got confirmation on this, actually.
It was in the turkey, yeah.
It was
right up in there.
It was in the turkey.
It was
Phenomenal.
right up in the turkey
Phenomenal.
is where it was.
Oh, I love that.
That's an engagement right there.
It was in the turkey.
That's phenomenal. That pizza that they were pretending that was the best in town and delicious was stiff as a board.
Yeah.
And them acting like it was good pizza was just next level acting because that was not good looking pizza. It was hilarious to me that Nick was getting the design jobs together as like a ruse at the end because she was playing the role. But then she was actually like doing designs and like spending money, having things delivered, moving things around. Even after he knew what it was a gig or not a gig.
It was a ruse.
A ruse. I said that. I don't want to repeat the word. But
that's the big query of the movie.
Yeah.
Why is she designing any of this in?
Yeah.
She ordered a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, a ton of stuff.
She's already, the jig is up.
Yeah,
she already is.
She can't turn it off. She sees a room that needs to be fixed up. She's going to fix it up.
But he knows that she's lying.
Yes. I understand. She's not doing it for the life. She's doing it for the love of the game.
For the love of the game, someone else is contracted to design the thing.
He's paid a retainer for somebody
She
else.
saw a room and she said, I'm getting after it.
She did.
Love of the game. Don't hate the player.
Of course.
Hate the game.
So that was just, what are we doing? Why are we still doing this? And as a pen pal, as a senior in college, and my first thought was either fire that professor or give that professor tenure because that is just ridiculous.
Yes.
That they're getting away with, okay, with class, this semester we're going to have a pen pal. Check on you in 6 weeks.
Oh, this is time for the pen pal unit. For you 20-year-olds.
They're seniors in college.
They're seniors in college.
So that was really
And some
funny.
of them are taking English as an elective.
Exactly, yeah, just for a challenge. In the same way
gosh.
that the wedding veil kind of hinges on people dropping everything that's going on in their life
my goodness.
and traveling wherever they need to be, I just feel like they just haven't, in the same way, they haven't really thought out logistics, like with people having families and finances and stuff like that. So, yeah, and just on the finance topic, just the willy-nilliness of the finances, like her spending all the money on design items just because she can't hold back because of the game, because it's in her blood, and him paying a retainer for a
Something's
design.
rubbing off on you, baby.
Like, just without even knowing it, either.
Right.
It's just in me. Him paying a retainer for a designer and still letting her and paying that person and letting this other person design. Just I feel like, and him buying an in with like, what? How?
I don't
How is
understand.
that happening?
Yeah, no.
It just felt
Some
like,
people buy in, some people
like,
buy zoos.
His two options in this movie are go work at a ski resort or buy the inn that he's a manager of.
Yeah.
That's it. If you can buy an inn, then you have a lot of options.
You can do a lot more than that. Yeah, you can kind of do anything, I think. Yeah. And also, so with him, I feel like this happens in a lot of roles where they have a character who's sort of like him, like a free spirit person, and they give them a certain vehicle to make you feel like, to catch their vibe. And it's always the Wagoneer.
Always the Jeep Wagoneer.
It's a very expensive vehicle.
So expensive. But if he can buy an inn, I mean,
well, that's what maybe he has a lot of money.
That's an old Wagoneer.
That's a nice old Wagoneer.
Yeah. The wood paneling on the side. Come on.
Things are great. My big one, this is my final one too here, is I feel like I got in an argument with my wife over this topic here.
Do I need to talk to you about the lessons you've learned so far?
Yeah, he found out lying not okay.
Love takes work.
I still remember that lesson. I feel like in 2002, which is 10 years before, I assume this movie is now, right? 2000
yes.
Or 23, right?
This movie is now.
So 10 years ago, 20
on the DVD box.
Yeah, this movie is now. Hallmark movies now. In 2003, then 10 years ago, I feel like there would have been 13. Sorry, even better for my point. Even better.
That's not 10 years ago.
10 years ago when she was in college.
It's 2012.
Okay, 2012. I said 2013, right?
No, you said 2003.
Right, and then I said Then I said I went too far back. We're at 2012. Okay, so 10 years from now is 2012. I feel like in 2012,
10 years from now is 2012.
10 years from now,
I've got to like.
back then, 10 years from
Did
then
someone
is
drug
23.
Smash it loves the end.
10 years from
10
then
years from
is now.
This is the GIF with all the numbers.
Just like what is happening?
So if
Sorry,
you're
okay.
if you're hearing now,
So this movie is now.
subtract
which
10
is
years.
when?
We're in 2023
Okay.
Yeah.
now, right
Right
now.
Right
If
now.
you go back 10 years,
Right.
you're in
2013.
2013
Yeah.
Got it.
ish, depending, so they are in 2013. I feel like in 2013 there was a pretty good handle on dyslexia. Like if you had it, you guys didn't know where I was going with this.
Lord, no.
So I feel like it was a pretty good handle on
Is
it.
there like a numeric equivalent
Yeah.
to dyslexia?
It's on the calendar that we were talking about, Augusta in July. So I feel like if you had dyslexia in 2012, you kind of knew. And if you didn't know, your teachers or parents or professors knew.
Guys,
Because
it's 2012. We got a pretty good handle on dyslexia.
I feel like by around that time, you would kind of know about dyslexia and if somebody maybe was struggling with dyslexia. It's not like we're going to 87. No, you don't think so, Aaron?
No.
10 years ago?
I think a lot of
No,
people don't get
I-
diagnosed with that.
I think it really depends on the environment that he's growing up in. If someone's paying attention and if he's telling someone, hey, I'm having trouble reading and writing. If
Yes,
he's just trying to
it
be
does.
a cool kid and be like, oh, I don't need to read, it
Yeah.
can go undiagnosed.
I
Yeah,
know
but-
that.
But you're saying,
Counterpoint,
like, oh-
Aaron. In 2012, we had a good handle on it.
We had a good handle. I don't know if you've seen the metrics. The handle on it was good.
I just think that's a very privileged opinion.
Oh, boy.
Maybe.
Look out.
Still. But have you seen his Wagoneer?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, that, you know what? That's fair.
So, and again,
I
mean,
can't
so
believe
let's
what's
say
happening right now.
there's a scenario where if he's privileged enough and he's around the right environment, he would know, or
We're gonna
people
have to
around
start
him
paying
would know.
for counseling.
10 years from now is
Yeah.
2012.
Yeah, if you're looking at the math I'm looking at,
I'm just
So
trying
we're in 2003.
yeah.
In 2003, we did not have a good
2012.
handle on it.
I just feel my big thing with him was it's hard for me to believe he would get all the way to be a senior in college and have no idea or no help with dyslexia that he has. He would, at some point, I feel like he would have got so frustrated that he can't write or read at the same level, or he's struggling so much. He would have said something to somebody like, "Hey, can I get a little help here? Oh, this is killing me."
The best I can do for your take here, and I'm going to really go the extra
Thank
mile
you.
here, is
Sure.
that as a senior in college, to know you have dyslexia and for the first time pop it out as an excuse when through all your previous years of schooling, that's like debilitating.
Yeah.
Like, it's
Yes.
something that you would need accommodations for. You can't get to your senior year of college with dyslexia without people understanding and accommodating, hopefully to make you the best possible version of yourself.
Right.
And for him to not use that at all, and then as a senior go, well, can somebody, I don't want to, because of the dyslexia thing. The only way that makes sense is if he doesn't know it until later on in life. But what you're saying is that for a guy that drives a Jeep Wagoneer and has had this his whole life, like he would know it and just decided he didn't want to
It has to
accommodate
be a
accordingly.
situation, right, where he's sort of like he said, he outsourced a lot of stuff to people his whole life. So it could have just been a thing where he got used to that and he's like, he figured out how to get by and not addressing it. And he just didn't want to bring it up at a certain, I know you get to a certain point with things where like, I'm too deep. I
Yeah.
can't bring it up now. But it's not like,
Similar to him with lies.
Lies. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like being left-handed. It's like, you don't want to not tell anybody
Don't
about
bring
it.
us into this.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
I was just, just thought I'd bring it up.
Wow.
That's all.
Yeah. We had a pretty good handle on it.
I mean, 2012, 2013-ish.
Well, let's talk. I'll go now. So let's talk about this. What's up? What's up with this college, huh? Why are all of these college kids having an on-campus New Year's Eve party? It's not like
Good one.
10 years ago, when this was happening in 2003. All these kids should have been at home for the holidays, right? There's a lot of kids at these parties. Speaking of this party, the slowest New Year's countdown I've ever heard. 10, 9, 8, 7,
Boy, is it New Year's yet?
6.
We're not doing this the whole way, are we? We have places to be.
5.
We watched Carmen the Champion. We don't have time for this.
4, 3, 2, 1. She's talking to her friend. She texts them, and she's like, I need some help from the Love Club. Cool. Here's the link. You know what to do. And I'm like, they've got a whole thing planned. We're going to meet at this point in time. If somebody sends you the link, you know what to do with. Turns out that link that you know what to do with is a Zoom call at like 9 a.m. in the morning the next day. It's very weird. Yeah. Here's the link. You know what to do.
What to do with it.
You know
this
what to do.
This message will self-destruct in 5 seconds.
What a weird way to say it.
What a weird way
to set up a video call to just ultimately end up doing another the Zoom call. Yeah. You know what to do is to set up, hey, do you think we should get together? That's the whole thing. Yeah. Here's the link. You know what to do. What's going on with him teaching that kid how to ride a bike? Why?
Good question.
So
wait, what are the century?
He's gonna take her to go meet Damien.
That's
she
right.
walks outside and he's pushing a kid and going like, okay, pedal. He's teaching a kid how to learn how to ride a bike in the middle of the day.
The best case scenario there is he knows he's got to meet her out there, and some kid goes, "Can you help me on this bike?"
Yeah.
That's the best. The worst case is I can take you, but I have bike lessons.
Right. Well,
then,
but this is why I think it might be a pre-planned thing, is because he says, okay, I'll see you in an hour. I'll take you in an hour. He had something on the calendar, clearly. Couldn't go right away. So he said, I'll see you in an hour. I've got bike lessons with Johnny.
You think it's like, hey, let me act like I'm teaching you how to ride a bike, so it'll be
impressive. That's another possibility.
This guy,
I gotta find a kid.
That's
absolutely what happened.
Yeah.
Big liar. And last but not least, nope.
Well, the kid was riding.
Dan, I'll go with you. Danny?
Danny, wait a minute.
Daniel.
Can I tell you this? We've seen a lot of Hallmark movies where people lie. I would submit to you that no one has ever lied more for less than the leads in our movie here. The first lie, why don't we tell them that we're the design team? Why not just go up there?
Yeah.
What do you have to lose? Hey, I found you. I was looking, blah, blah, blah. Great. I live close by, and my girlfriend's made a weekend out of it. And are you the pen pal? Why lie about that? And then he, who we understand at the end of this movie, all of those thoughts were his thoughts.
Yeah.
So instead of doing this thing where you're like, yeah, I wrote them. No, I didn't. Here's who did. Just kidding. Here's who did. Instead of all that, just go, so here's the thing. I struggle with this disability, and all of those thoughts were mine. I had someone else frame them. We're done. Movie's over. Mm-hmm. No, neither of these people are lying to gain any sort of advantage of any kind. It doesn't make any sense. None. But at least one of them knows what an event space is. I couldn't get over this scene. They go into this ginormous room that is an event space. It's wide open. You can do anything you want there. And Brittany Bristow's like, so this is an event space. And he's like, well, it's supposed to be an event space. Right now, it could be anything. That's what he says. That's what an event space is. The idea that you can make it what you want and hold events there is the definition of event space. I think you're confused and don't understand what's happening here. So this is an event space. No, I wish, man. Yeah. This is just a wide open big hall that you could hold like weddings and dances and things in. Like, if only it was an event space, that'd be great. But no, this is just some dumb old big room. What are you talking about, Marcus Rosner?
It's an event space.
The answer is yes.
No.
Yes, it
yet.
is.
Not yet.
Can we talk about the Carnival cruise ship singer that's an expert in forgery? What happened there?
Yeah.
What's going on with her?
One of these,
I will say, if I was going to watch one,
it'd be hers.
It'd be hers.
One of these women who we come to find out just sings on a cruise ship. Nothing wrong with that. The whole movie, it didn't sound like this. There's nothing wrong with that.
She just sits all day on a cruise ship and sings. Nothing wrong with that.
The problem is we find that out after she's told us a half dozen times. Yeah. She's an expert at forgery.
Elementary teachers, nothing wrong with that.
Take it easy over there. Boom, take it. Yeah, she says, like, over and over again, I'm an expert at forgery. And we're like, dude, is she in, like, forensics or something? No. She's singing Total Eclipse of the Heart on the Carnival line.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong with that. But if you say you're an expert at forgery, maybe have some receipts.
If you say you're an expert in forgery in one scene and you don't,
yeah, that's right. And then you come to find out you're not. Yeah. Then maybe we should have.
If we watch Tara's movie and forgery does not come up, I'd be so mad.
Higbones watched all 4. I want to hear. I want to hear exactly what's happening.
Nothing wrong with that, by the way.
Not the
Higbones. What?
Her movie is Tara's Tune.
No,
so I'm
thank you.
thinking more cruise ship singing, less forgery.
Yeah.
But maybe she like solves a crime.
Something.
The actual synopsis is outspoken Tara has always professed she doesn't need a partner. When she decides to plan a commitment to herself party, the Love Club, along with her perfect match, show up just in time.
A commitment to myself party.
Yeah, that's
sounds awful.
There's a lot there that I hate, but I will say at the top of the list is I don't think that we're going to find out any more about her forgery expertise.
Nope.
And then lastly,
Nothing wrong with that.
Nothing wrong
these
with it.
3 women in the Love Club, are like there because they're in the Love Club.
Friends.
And they literally have nothing going on unless Brittany Bristow is in the room, and then they're giving advice, and then it's like we just hit pause and they freeze until she comes back.
Must be a really nice end.
And that is, it must be a really nice
Looked
end. And that's
great.
fine because this movie doesn't do a great job with those characters, and you're just like, all right, it's just bad. But then late in the movie, one of these 3 women says with a straight face, this is the most fun I've had in a while. And to that person, I am sorry. I am sorry if the most fun you've had in a while is watching your best friend lie while having a fiance to someone else who's lying to them and go through all that turmoil. I can't imagine. And that's all I got.
Let's do this. What the Hallmark Spy Show we want to could have been. Maybe we still have Brian.
My What the Hallmark was actually Tar, and her statement. Tar. That was her name, right? Tar.
Tara.
I thought they called her Tar at one point.
Maybe it's a nickname, like Nick.
Yeah. And that's what I said. Right?
Okay, fine.
Did I mess that up?
No. I
say Ta?
No, I would call her Tara. I'd call her by her name. We're not friends with her.
That's right. Like we call you Big E for Earnhardt.
Right.
And
Because you're my friends.
Nobody
else calls me that.
We call you Vroom Vroom. But
Big E.
no one else can do that.
Nobody.
we even call you the Intimidator sometimes.
Yeah, you do. That's because we're friends. Still,
we're friends. Yeah,
Still,
we're
That's
friends,
still
yeah.
a friend level.
Yeah.
Wow.
Listen.
Mine was Tar.
Okay.
And it was her whole thing on forgery. Like I'm gonna need to hear more about that. Like
Yeah.
what the heck is going on?
Yeah,
Dude,
you can't
she's
you
killed
can't
us.
just come in
Yeah.
hot and be like,
Yeah.
look, I know how to spot a forgery. And then turns out that you don't
yeah,
at all.
yeah,
Like
yeah.
imagine that.
Yeah. Yeah,
Like I know how to read a polygraph
if
test.
somebody says that around here, immediately we're writing the same note on different.
yes.
It's
we're-
like
we're-
saying
yes.
you have a good handle on Never mind. I dropped it, guys. I dropped it.
Just like a good handle on
It's
what?
not like that.
It's
Sounds
like
like a
what?
commitment
It's
to
like-
myself party thing.
Yeah, that's
We don't want
that's a
to-
love club colon we can't get into.
Because I want to talk. I want to
He's
just
got a handle on it though. I can tell you that right now.
in my defense.
Got me a
In my
Chrysler.
defense.
It's as big as a whale.
In my defense, there's a almost 100% chance that I do have dyslexia. So,
Hey,
last but
nothing
not
wrong with it.
Yeah,
Nothing
and
wrong
you
with
had
it.
a handle on it as early as 2012.
He should have.
2003 even. Mine is.
Considered Furman?
I want to talk. I've already talked about Mark Dugan and my theory on Mark Dugan. I do want to know. I want to know how they came up with the name Mark Dugan when they were writing this movie. There's lots of names out there before you get to Mark Dugan, and somehow we landed on Mark Dugan. They didn't owe us a full name. They didn't owe that to us. They gave it to us willy-nilly. We don't know what's his name? Damien? We don't know Damien's last name. We just know he's Damien from the spa. We know Mark Dugan's full name.
Mark Dugan,
the
baby.
Duke. I'm a Duke. She's a dude. We're a dude. We're all Dugans. What was that about? That's what I want to know. Mark Dugan. Shout out to Mark Dugan.
I got questions about Brandon and his dyslexia.
Yeah.
Aside from that, mine was Mark Dugan because I'm 100% certain that he was also hired to be the pen pal. I do not think for a second that Mark Dugan is the actual pen pal. I think Marcus Rosner tried once. It didn't work out. He tried a second time, and that time it brought Brittany Bristow back to him. He's a psychopath. There you have it.
You can't risk it again. You can't risk it again, so you go with Mark Dugan.
But it's like, I'm going to name someone that there's only one of.
Right.
That's right. I'm going to find somebody, I'm going to pay him well, and their name's going to be Mark Dugan. And that's the end of the discussion.
There's nothing you can do.
He looked for a Boom Diggins. He couldn't find one. He went with Mark Dugan.
Mark Dugan, the Dukes.
Mark Dugan.
The Dukes. What are you, Dippity Dugan? We're done for the day, everybody. A fun one. Double Decker of the Week should be back soon.
Next week, hopefully.
Panda, he was at Disney World.
Yeah, he did a whole thing.
He did a whole thing, but right. I believe he's going to be back next week. Lord willing, creek don't rise. Until then, may we be the first to wish you a Merry Christmas.
Deck the Hallmark is a Bramble Jam podcast. It's produced by Aaron Shea. What? For more information on Deck the Hallmark, you can go to deckthehallmark.com. For more information on the Deck the Hallmark family, you can go to bramblejamplus.com. Deck the Hallmark is presented by Philo TV. For a free trial of Philo, go to philo.tv/DTH.